Hello, I'm Jacqueline McInnes Wood, and welcome back to my official channel.
Hello, I'm Jacqueline McInnes Wood, and welcome back to my official channel. Grab a massive cup of coffee or maybe something stronger because I am absolutely exhausted and we have a mountain of drama to unpack today. I have been staring at my screen for hours trying to make sense of the latest spoilers. And honestly, my brain is just fried from trying to keep up with the Logan sisters because they are at it again. And by at it, I mean they are completely destroying each other and everyone around them over dresses and a man. It is a tale as old as time on this show, but this time it feels different. It feels darker. So let's just dive right into this raw, unfiltered mess because I am on a tight deadline and I just need to get all these thoughts out of my head before I completely lose my mind. So here is the situation. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers and updates are suggesting that Brooke Logan Forrester might actually take her quest for revenge way too far this time, like way past the point of no return. Katie Logan Spencer has certainly pushed Brooke to her absolute breaking point. And she did it by stealing the Logan name and retaining Eric Forrester's designs for her own fashion house. Now, we all saw the absolute train wreck of a press conference. We saw Brooke and Ridge barge in there and ruin Katie's big moment. But that was just the beginning. That was just the appetizer of destruction. Now, Brooke has made a literal vow to dismantle Katie's fashion empire piece by piece. And she has dropped some incredibly foreboding hints about Katie potentially losing Bill Spencer as well. And this is where things get really messy. Because from Brooke's remarks in the March 16 episode, it was so painfully obvious what she was doing. It appeared she was attempting to instill these deep, dark doubts in Katie's mind regarding her relationship with Bill. Brooke raised the question of whether Bill would actually stand by Katie after the impending downfall of her company. She was looking at Katie with that smug expression, indicating that troubling news could be on the way. And you just know Brooke is plotting something devious because Brooke always thinks she knows best. She is acting exactly like Stephanie Forrester used to act, which is the ultimate irony if you think about it. Brooke has become the meddling matriarch who thinks she has the right to destroy her family members' lives for what she perceives as the greater good of the Forrester brand. It is so evident that Katie hasn't moved past Brooke's previous betrayals concerning Bill. I mean, how could she? How could anyone? There will always be this lingering pain and resentment on Katie's part due to that massive negative history. We all remember the leaf-covered earrings. We remember the hot air balloon in Aspen. We remember the secret kisses and the emotional affairs and the actual physical affairs. Katie's heart literally gave out on her multiple times because of the stress of her sister sleeping with her husband. And Brooke knows this. Brooke knows exactly what buttons to push. And Brooke might ultimately leverage that painful history to her benefit as she seeks revenge on Katie. What if Brooke attempts to lure Bill away from her sister? Not because she loves him, but partly to demonstrate that she still has it and partly to make her sister suffer. Just think about how twisted that is. I am sitting here typing this and my hands are cramping, but I can't stop thinking about the psychology of this move. Brooke is so furious about Eric's designs being used for the Logan brand that she is willing to blow up her sister's marriage to stop it because she knows that Bill is the foundation of Katie's new empire. Bill is the money. Bill is the muscle. Bill is the one who told Katie that you cannot steal what you own. Bill is the one defending Katie against the entire Forrester family. So if Brooke can take Bill out of the equation, if she can lure the stallion away, then Katie's fashion house crumbles into dust. Naturally, there are several directions the writers could take with a storyline like this. Because it is a soap opera and nothing is ever simple, it is highly conceivable that Ridge Forrester could be involved in this sick scheme. Even if it requires some serious persuasion to get him on board, just imagine that conversation. Brooke sitting Ridge down and suggesting the idea of unsettling both Bill and Katie by sabotaging their remarriage. Brooke telling her husband that she needs to go seduce his worst enemy to win a corporate fashion war. And the craziest part is that Ridge might actually agree to it. Because Ridge hates Bill. Ridge has hated Bill Spencer for decades. They have fought over Brooke. They have fought over businesses. They have punched each other in the face more times than I can count. So Ridge might actually look at this as a brilliant tactical move. Brooke could argue that if Katie and Bill are no longer a romantic couple, then they won't be a fashion duo either. It makes perfect business sense in a completely sociopathic way. This could be the absolute fastest way to shatter Katie's aspirations and compel her to confront some severe consequences in the process. Brooke wants Katie to learn a lesson. She wants Katie to know that you do not cross the Forresters and you do not steal from Eric. And Brooke is willing to use her own body as a weapon to teach that lesson. Brooke could ruin Katie's career alongside her relationship if she plays her cards wisely. She might seduce Bill and take it just far enough to demonstrate that he would cheat on Katie with her sister again. But how would she do it? Let's really break this down because my brain is spinning with the logistics of this honey trap. Brooke knows exactly what Bill likes. She knows how to talk to him. She knows how to look at him. She would probably show up at Spencer Publications late at night, wearing something totally inappropriate for a business meeting. And she would start playing on his ego because Bill's ego is the size of a planet. She would tell him that he is too much man for Katie. She would tell him that Katie is just using him for his money and his business connections to launch this fashion line. She would stroke his ego and tell him that only she truly understands the stallion. And Bill, being Bill, might just fall right into the trap. Because he has a massive weakness for Brooke, he always has. Perhaps Brooke could refrain from crossing the line into the bedroom and keep Ridge satisfied in the end. Maybe the plan is just to get a compromising photo, or to get Bill to admit on a recording that he still wants Brooke. Just enough evidence to break Katie's heart and destroy the business partnership without Brooke actually having to cheat on Ridge. But let's be real here. This is Brooke Logan. We are talking about, when has Brooke ever been able to stop herself once she gets going? The plan could completely backfire if Brooke genuinely falls for Bill again. What if the plot turns into reality and Brooke suddenly finds herself absolutely unable to resist going all the way with Bill? It has happened before. Brooke always says it was an accident. She always cries and says she didn't mean to do it, but she always does it. If she gets close to Bill, if she feels that old spark, the danger is so incredibly high that she will forget all about Ridge and the fashion war and just give in to her desires. And then where would we be? We would be right back in the middle of a Brill and Bridge love triangle, and Ridge would lose his mind because Ridge thought he was sanctioning a corporate espionage seduction mission, and instead his wife just actually slept with his mortal enemy because she wanted to. The fallout from that would be nuclear. It would destroy Brooke's marriage to Ridge. It would destroy Katie's marriage to Bill. It would destroy the Logan family permanently. And think about the collateral damage. Think about Will Spencer. I am so tired just thinking about poor Will. Will is already furious with his parents. He just confronted Bill and Katie at Spencer Publications. He accused them of being thieves. He told them that everyone at Forrester Creations believes they stole Eric's designs. Will is caught right in the middle of this massive corporate feud. He works at Forrester, but his last name is Spencer. He is fighting with RJ Forrester over this. RJ is accusing Will of being a double agent. It is a mess. Now imagine if Will finds out that his Aunt Brooke is trying to seduce his dad. Or worse, imagine if Will actually catches them together. That would completely break him. Will has been through enough trauma with his family. If Brooke does this, she is not just hurting Katie. She is traumatizing her own nephew. But Brooke doesn't seem to care about the collateral damage right now. She is so hyper-focused on this idea of revenge. She is so obsessed with punishing Katie for daring to step out of her shadow, because that is really what this is about, isn't it? Katie has always been the lesser Logan in Brooke's eyes. Katie was the sick one, the weak one, the one who needed protecting. And now Katie is standing on her own 2 feet. She is launching a massive fashion empire. She has Bill Spencer backing her up. She has Eric's designs. Katie is finally becoming a powerhouse. And Brooke cannot stand it. Brooke needs to be the center of attention. Brooke needs to be the queen. So she has to tear Katie down to restore the natural order of the universe in her mind. Of course, another possibility could be that Bill actually remains faithful to Katie and shows he is a reformed man. Now, I know that sounds crazy. Bill Spencer turning down Brooke Logan, it sounds like science fiction, but we have to consider it. That wouldn't be a particularly dramatic outcome, but it's at least something to think about now that Bill has put in so much effort to win Katie back. Bill fought for Katie. He begged for her. He proved his loyalty to her over and over again recently. He is so proud of this new Logan collection. He told Will that you can't steal what you own. He is defending Katie's honor. So what if Brooke shows up in her lingerie trying to play the seductress and Bill just looks at her and laughs? Imagine the sheer humiliation for Brooke if Bill rejects her. Imagine Bill telling her to put her clothes on and get out of his office. And then imagine Bill going straight to Katie and telling her exactly what her sister just tried to do. That would be the most incredible twist ever, because it would completely backfire on Brooke, but not in the way she expects. It wouldn't end in an affair. It would end in Brooke looking pathetic and desperate, and it would make Katie and Bill's bond stronger than ever. Katie would realize that Bill is truly devoted to her, and Katie would realize exactly how toxic and evil Brooke has become. It would give Katie all the fuel she needs to crush Forrester Creations in the fashion market, because she would be fighting with righteous fury. But I just don't know if the writers will let Bill be a good guy. It is so much more tempting to have him fall off the wagon, to have him give in to the stallion instincts, because the drama of a Brill affair is just too good for ratings. The screaming matches, the tears, the slaps. I can already see the scenes playing out in my head. Katie finding a piece of Brooke's clothing in Bill's car, or Katie walking in on them at the Spencer mansion, and Katie clutching her chest because her heart is breaking all over again. It is exhausting. I am exhausted just typing this. My fingers hurt, my brain hurts, but I cannot look away. It is like a car crash in slow motion. And let's talk about Eric's role in all of this, because Eric is the catalyst. Eric promised Katie those designs. He vowed to give the Logans a new collection, and then he just abandoned her. He left her with nothing when he went back to the Forrester fold. So Bill stepped in and claimed the designs as Logan property. And honestly, Bill has a point. A promise is a promise, but Brooke doesn't see it that way. Brooke only sees theft. Brooke only sees a threat to Ridge's legacy. So she is willing to burn the entire world down to protect Ridge, which is classic Brooke. She will destroy her own sister to prop up her husband. It is a toxic codependency that has defined this show for decades. And what about the March 16th episode specifically? Let's go back to that, because it was so crucial. Brooke's dialogue was so pointed. She wasn't just yelling, she was calculating, she was planting seeds. She asked Katie point blank if Bill would stay. She is trying to make Katie insecure, because an insecure Katie makes mistakes. An insecure Katie might push Bill away on her own. Brooke is playing psychological warfare before she even deploys the physical warfare. She is trying to weaken Katie's mental state. And considering Katie's history of depression and anxiety, it is an incredibly cruel tactic. It is basically emotional abuse. But Brooke justifies it because she thinks she is defending her family's company. It is just so wild to me how these characters never learn. They just run in these massive circles of pain and betrayal. And we just sit here and watch them do it over and over again. And I am here for it, but wow, it takes a toll. I am chugging my coffee, trying to keep my eyes open as I analyze this, because every single detail matters. The way Brooke looked at Bill at the press conference, the way Bill stood protectively in front of Katie. The battle lines are drawn. It is Forrester versus Logan, but it is also sister versus sister. And in the middle of it all is Dollar Bill Spencer, the prize, the weapon, the catalyst for destruction. If Ridge does agree to this seduction plan, it will permanently change his character too. Ridge has always been arrogant and entitled, but he usually draws the line at pimping out his wife. If he tells Brooke to go sleep with Bill to win a fashion war, then Ridge is truly lost. He is just as dark and twisted as Bill ever was. It would show that Ridge cares more about Forrester Creations than he does about his own marriage or his wife's dignity. And it would be the ultimate hypocrisy. Because Ridge has spent his entire life judging Brooke for her sexual indiscretions. He has shamed her for sleeping with Bill in the past, and now he might actually encourage it. It is mind-boggling. It is absolutely clunky and messy, and I am obsessed with it. And let's not forget the logistics of the fashion industry in this universe. The success of a line depends entirely on the PR. If Brooke seduces Bill and leaks it to the press, oh my God, what if that is the plan? What if Brooke doesn't just want to break them up privately? What if she wants a public scandal? A scandal so huge that investors pull out of the Logan brand. If the CEO of the company is caught in a cheating scandal with her sister right as they are launching a stolen design collection, the PR nightmare would be insurmountable. Katie's business would be dead on arrival. Brooke could destroy Katie's heart and her bank account in one single calculated move. But again, the risk is astronomical because Brooke is playing with fire. She is playing with the stallion, and you do not play with the stallion without getting burned. Bill is not a toy. He is a ruthless billionaire who does not like being manipulated. If Bill figures out that Brooke is only seducing him as a corporate tactic, he will be furious. He will turn his wrath on both Brooke and Ridge, and Bill Spencer's wrath is terrifying. He could buy Forrester Creations out from under them just out of spite. He could ruin them all. Brooke thinks she is the puppet master right now, but she might just be handing Bill the scissors to cut all their strings. So we just have to wait and see. The spoilers indicate that the feud between Brooke and Katie will bring about some massive unexpected twists and turns. And I am telling you, this seduction plot is the twist. It has to be. All the signs are there, the foreboding hints, the history of Brill, the desperation to stop the Logan launch. Brooke is going to do something drastic, and Katie is going to be in the crosshairs. I just hope Katie's heart can take it. I really do. Because this might be the final blow that shatters their sisterhood forever. There is no coming back from this. If Brooke sleeps with Bill to ruin Katie's business, they will never speak again. The Logan family will be dead. And honestly, maybe it should be. Maybe it is time for Katie to cut Brooke out of her life permanently, to just walk away and build her empire without the toxic shadow of her older sister constantly looming over her. But Katie loves her family. She always forgives, which is her tragic flaw. She forgives Brooke, she forgives Bill, and she always ends up getting hurt. But maybe this time Katie will fight back. If Brooke tries this seduction trap, maybe Katie will catch her, and instead of crying, she will go to war. Katie could destroy Brooke's life right back. Katie has secrets. Katie knows things. The fashion war could turn into a total bloodbath. I am just typing furiously now because the ideas keep flowing. The potential for drama is limitless. We have Will and RJ fighting. We have Ridge and Bill ready to kill each other. We have Brooke and Katie tearing each other's hair out. It is the golden age of soap opera conflict, and I am here to report every single messy, clunky, unfiltered detail of it to you guys, even though I am running on fumes and caffeine, because you need to know, you need to be prepared for the absolute chaos that is about to explode on your screens. Brooke Logan is on the war path, and nobody is safe. Not Katie, not Bill, not Ridge, and certainly not Brooke herself, because she is her own worst enemy. So stay tuned, everyone, because the bold and the beautiful is not holding back, and neither am I. I will be back with more updates as soon as my fingers recover from typing this massive manifesto of Logan family dysfunction. Until then, keep your friends close and your sisters far, far away if they happen to look like Brooke Logan, because they will steal your designs and your man before you can even blink. All right, I am done. I cannot type another word about this without my